I am back. Yes, I know, it's been a very long time. I haven't even put like Orphan Black, the last Orphan Black episode thing upcoming. Not that many people watch it. You know, where have I been? I've been at NYT, although it is October now, so I can't really use that excuse that like I've only just got back, because I have only just got back from another trip. I went to the Orphan Black Convention that was run by Starfury. I think it's the only one they're doing, because I planned to go when it was first announced, bought a gold ticket. Talk about it, because I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I did. Yeah, so I was going with my mum. We were like, yeah, and then I came back from NYT and I had not much money, so I cancelled my hotel, and then with a bit of loaning from some family, I rebooked it for till Sunday, because we were going to stay till Monday, but we stayed till Sunday. And then sort of, I'm in an iron still, because originally there were I'm going to put a list of who was going, and then they had lots of like dropouts because like people were filming or people couldn't make it and things like that. And then they got John Gavaris, who plays Felix, Matthew Bennett, who plays Daniel Rosen, you know, Rachel's monitor before Paul was killed quite dramatically by Helena. It was a great scene. And also Josh Vokey, who played Scott, and Christian Brune was announced. Unfortunately, Christian Brune couldn't come because he had at the last minute he had like change in the schedule. So, and he was probably the one guest that I was sort of not quite disappointed, but I was like, I think I really enjoyed the event. But if I could have chosen two people out of the ones that couldn't come, I would have picked Christian Brune and Dylan Bruce, who played Paul. Why am I saying plays? Because the show's over now. Because I've seen interviews of Dylan Bruce, and he's quite funny, and I like funny people. I think I love a good laugh. And Christian Brune, just because he is hilarious. He has a background of improv, and actually throughout the weekend, Jordan, Josh and Matthew kept sort of saying how, you know, some of their favourite scenes were just watching Christian Brune and Tatiana Maslany doing like the Donnie and Allison scenes, because they improv'd it a lot. I got a gold ticket, which meant I could go to the meet and greet for gold ticket holders. So we had the opening ceremony. Matthew Bennett wasn't actually there because his plane hadn't arrived yet, and Jordan Gavaris had only got in like an hour before, so it was sort of like it nearly was just Josh Vokey on his own during the whole meet and greet. So what happened was we got put in a room, sat on a table each, and they bought the Orphan Black card game, Clone Club. Not like the one in the big box, it's like the new one, because I own the big box version. That is hard. And we play a lot of board games in my house, and that is hard. Like, we actually haven't played a game of it because nobody can figure out what's going on. So I was a little like, what? We're playing this game? I hope it's not as hard. It wasn't. It was actually really quite simple. And first we had Josh Vokey. We were the first table that Josh Vokey came to, actually. I think he was a bit nervous, so, because it seemed a bit like they each sort of got warmed up by the time they got to like the latter tables. So if you were first, and also I think the tables got warmed up. But Josh Vokey was really lovely. Conventions, I didn't know whether it would be like this really sort of intense thing. And then Jordan Gavaris came over, and I was telling him about that, because somehow we got into the conversation of his clothes, and then how in a lot of the show he had his arse out. And I said, well, it's forever immortalised. You're forever immortalised in a Funko Pop with your arse out, because I bought that to be signed. So I was like, you've never actually seen it? That works well for me. And then after that finished, there was a disco. We didn't go to the disco, partly because we were knackered because we'd been travelling. And then the next day what did we do? Oh, I know what we did. My uncle actually lives near Heathrow, so we organised to meet up with him for lunch. But first, we went to the photo session at 9:30. 9:30. I mean, I am not an early riser. I'm not an early riser in the slightest. Waking up at 9, well, being up for 9:30 to be photo ready and having like flashes in your face, I really struggled with that. But I managed to get down there and I had a photo with Jordan. I got a hug. We got a photo, Josh Vokey on their own. I was gonna get like a group shot, but I ran out of money. So I didn't get one with Matthew Bennett because I ran out of money. But I was gonna get his signature anyway, so it didn't matter that much. Yeah, then we went out with my uncle who lives near Heathrow. Josh Vokey's talk. I asked a question of what made him like choose the role, like what stood out to him in the role. So I was thinking, I'm gonna ask all my questions. I also found out that Josh Vokey loves David Tennant. I'm like, finally someone. I love David Tennant. I don't know why I've restarted watching from Christopher Eccleston to David Tennant's Doctor Who. I don't watch past that because I don't really like it. It's not just David Tennant reason why I stopped watching it. I mean, maybe I should talk about it more, but because like from Christopher Eccleston's series and David Tennant's series, I love them except for the Empty Child episodes. I refuse to watch them because they give me nightmares. Like I can't do it. They scare me. And I was like, yeah, I knew I liked Josh Vokey for a very specific reason. And then it was Jordan Varis's talk after, and I went up and I said to him, you know, I think I phrased it differently. I was like, you know, I was telling him, because throughout the weekend he was sort of asking, like at the meet and greet, he asked sort of, how did you get into Orphan Black and stuff? So I was sort of saying that what I loved about Orphan Black was like people like Rachel who has a disability, but she could still be a badass. And like Cosima is not all about her sexuality, you know, illness, you know, Sarah is not solely defined by that one label of orphan. And I was sort of saying, you know, what inspired him to take on the role and sort of what made him want to do this show. And he gave a really great answer. I can't remember all of it, but like it's like one of those answers that you think it's sort of. And as someone who wants to pursue like acting and stuff, it really helped me in a way. Yeah. And then I got a clap after I said, like when I went back to my seat, because there was a microphone in the centre that you went up to, and I was a bit like, because I hadn't seen Matthew Bennett's talk, I didn't know whether like other people had clapped people's talk, like questions. So I was like, do I bow or something? Like I don't know what the proper etiquette is. Like does that mean I'm gonna clap everybody's answer? I don't know. And then first before Jordan Gavaris's one, it was another meet and greet, like a fan meetup. So we each had a number as a gold or a standard. So mine was 59. So it was like 40 to 60 would meet one of them. We met Josh Vokey. Well, I met Josh Vokey because my mum went upstairs to get all the signing stuff. Because we were going to go to Jordan Gavaris's talk, and then it was straight away the signing. Because what happened, and so then after the talk with Jordan Gavaris, the talk with Josh Vokey at the meet and greet, my mum kept saying, you keep asking them really deep questions. I loved the table meet with Josh Vokey because it was just sort of like really chill. And one of my worries at like the table meets and like the first meet and greet on Friday was that I didn't want to be like overpowering, because you know people paid a lot of money, especially like the gold members on like the meet and greet stuff, that you know you don't want to, because you only get like a set time. I think we got more than I expected, but you don't want to, if someone got a question, you don't want to be like talking and then take someone's time. You don't want to be sort of like it's all about me, do you know what I mean? After that we went to the signings. Well, we picked up our photos actually, and then we went to the signing. We actually got to go in first because of my assistance pass. Me and my mum and another lady, and I think another lady who had assistance passes, so that was nice. Felix Funko Pop. I got this one, got my photo signed, which is lovely. Jordan Gavaris was really lovely, and you know he put a really lovely message on it. From Josh Vokey, I do have another one from Josh Vokey. I like a spud, so then I got that one because from Josh Vokey. This is from Matthew Bennett. Nothing after the signings, we could go back. Then there was the costume party, because we wanted to go to this, which was just before the disco, because it's like people cosplayed, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is gonna be great. These people went all out. Like, there was this one group that actually won in the end, who was all the clones and Mud as well, but also this bloke. Well, there were two blokes doing it, and one of the blokes was, I didn't know this until I saw the picture on Instagram and was like, oh my god, that's what you were. It was Alison's craft room, and I was like, that makes total sense now, because he had like this sewing machine attached to him and all like craft bits. It's like, that is inventive. And then this other guy who because he was Felix, but like he was Felix just like that, and had like a butt pad and everything. It was great. Sunday we checked out because we were going home. I had a bit of a rest, so because they announced that they had printed another photo of all three of them, which looks like a great boy band picture, for everybody to get signed on that day's signing, which is again at 4 o'clock. So I sent my mum to go get it because I wanted extra hours sleep. And then we went to the hall for another Q&A, which was Josh Vokey. And what did I ask him today? What did I ask him today? I mean, what did I ask him yesterday? I asked this time around, I asked him what inspired you to get into acting. Also, I told him, you know, man after my own heart, David Tennant fan. I did ask him, is there a specific Doctor Who episode of his that he like couldn't remember? And I was like, I will just. And then he talked about Jessica Jones, which is ironically the one David Tennant thing I have not watched. He's yet to watch Broadchurch. He needs to watch it, which is so good. I don't particularly like the last two seasons. No, I don't like the last season as much, but the first two seasons were really good. And I'm really excited to see Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. I think do want to watch it, and because it's a new writer, Chris Chibnall, who also was on Broadchurch, was the writer of Broadchurch. So it'd be interesting to see how they take it and stuff. I know it was Matt Bennett first. It was Matthew Bennett first, and then it was Josh Vokey. On Matthew Bennett, did I ask a question on Matthew Bennett? No, I didn't, because this was my first talk. And although I really found his talk interesting, because he offered a lot of like tips and sort of how he works in like the industry, because he's a more established actor, and so it was quite interesting to hear from him how he prepares and things like that. Well, for me. And then we had another Jordan Gavaris one, and I asked him a bit more of an upbeat question this time. I asked him a two-part question, because what was great was it was sort of, you could go up as many times, whereas I think maybe if we had more guests or more people there, it might have been like you could only have one question. Like, this is what I was saying to my mum. Imagine if Tatiana Maslany had gone. I think it might have taken the intimate feel away from it, because everybody would have been like, oh my god, it's you, do you know what I mean? Not saying that everybody was like, oh, because it's them. It didn't feel like everything was focused on her. Not that it's a bad thing, because she's an amazing actress and everything, but sometimes it's nice to see other people from the show who, you know, they do incredible work as well, and they do just as, like, they do as hard work as because they have to work with the techno dolly and everything as well to be in the scene as well. It's a bit like during one of the Q&As they were talking about being on set, and that, you know, there's a lot of people there that will get you things and keep you there, just so when it comes to the time everybody's done their job, they can say, action, you are there, you can perform to the best of, like, everything. Saying that not like everybody forget the behind the scenes, I think, and focuses on the actors, but there's so many people on a show that, you know, we don't see. And so, yeah, I asked Jordan Gavaris what was his funniest scene, like what was his funniest line, because I was saying about how I was telling him how my mum would always come in my room because I'd be laughing at Orphan Black, and she'd be like, what are you doing? And then I asked him, was feeling disappointed that he would not be named? He was not named as one of Helena's babies, or is he like above that? And everybody started laughing, so I was like, that's good. Because like each time I ask the question, I go to my mum afterwards and I'm like, was that good? Was that good? You know, did that come across well? I didn't sort of sound like stupid or anything. And his answer was great, because he was like, you know, I sort of answered what I thought would be the answer, but it's sort of nice to hear that. And then it was the group Q&A with Matthew Bennett, Josh Vokey and Jordan Gavaris, and I asked them, you know, what would their tips be and tricks and all that be for upcoming actors, and I really took that because they each had different pieces of advice, which I liked. I liked that each of the guests was someone different, like they weren't all the same sort of personality types and everything, so I found that interesting because it was like 3 completely sort of relevant and good answers. And then it was the signing picture, so I went to Josh Fogey first, and because I said I was leaving after that, I wasn't staying for like the evening, I got a hug from Josh Fogey, so I was like, thank you. But what I noticed when we went into the room, because we went in first again behind the people that didn't have their first autograph signed, it said no hugging, so I was like, I can't hug them to say goodbye. But when Josh Roki stood up, I was like, I hope nobody sort of tries and catches me out, because like I'm gonna, if someone says you can't hug, I'll be like, he initiated this, it was not me. There was plenty of eyes in that room, you know. And he also drew glasses. Yeah, because I said that to someone else. I said that to this lovely lady called Crystal, who I'm actually friends with on Facebook now, because she was really nice and sort of we spoke during the queues. That is really weird, because I don't know why each time I looked at him, I just was like, where are your glasses? And then I went to Matthew Matthew Bennett, my brain. Yeah. And then finally I went to Jordan Gavaris, who I inspire him. So I'm like, I mean, I even said to him, you know, one day I hope to work with you. He's probably like, oh god, no, please don't let me work with her. Like telling his agent, no, don't ever let her come near me again. It's really weird because like the words inspire me, as like I'm like I don't, but like it's sort of weird because like I did like it. I don't know. I hope it's not like because like I'm disabled, so it's like well done for just being alive, but because I guess I'm funny and people tell me I'm funny, and because I do want to do the crazy thing that I do. But no, that was my weekend. I think that made sense. I had a really lovely time, and like I said, I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Not saying that I thought I wouldn't enjoy it, but I sort of did, because I didn't think it would be my sort of thing. Not that I think I'm gonna go to another one anytime soon, because 1, it's a lot of money, and 2, I don't think I could go to like numerous ones if I wasn't as much as a fan. The reason I went to the Orphan Black one was because I love that show. Everybody knows I love that show. I will go on about it till I'm blue in the face. I love it. So I don't know whether I could go to another one unless there was a reason that I loved it that much to go to one. Although I do go to Comic-Con. But no, that was it. Yeah, I had a really nice time. It was a nice hotel as well. I'm gonna get back to these videos hopefully soonish, because now that this has happened, and I think it was a really nice way to sort of say goodbye to Orphan Black in a really sort of intimate way as well. Yeah, I mean, I hope to do more book videos and everything. More acting videos. I feel like I've said the word acting so many times. Yeah. Also, I'm going to Scotland, so I might take some nice videos and make a montage, because I'm going to Scotland in January. Paramore, because I'm going twice. I'm going twice because they said they would be coming back to England in January on Radio 1. So I was like, oh my gosh, this could work out perfectly because my birthday is in January. Like literally, this could work out perfectly because then I could do it for my birthday. And what do you know? Their last day, which is in Glasgow, is a week before my birthday. Yes, this is meant to be. This is meant to be. I'm meant to be doing this on my birthday. Thanks for watching. This was a great thing. I loved it. Jordan, Josh, Matthew were all lovely. Starfury were great. Like, and I was the person that they gave me the booklet that had all the information, and for some reason I just didn't read it, so I kept going up asking them questions that were literally right in front of me, but they were lovely and they sort of answered all my questions. Like the accessible help that they gave me, like that they got me a seat in each sort of Q&A so then I could see, except for this one time that someone sat in there and refused to move, but it doesn't matter. But they were really lovely, and the hotel staff were really nice as well. Thanks for watching. I'm assuming my mum is watching this. Yeah, bye.